Thank you, Amber and Tyler. I'm Maria Brasco, and I'm here at the South Jersey chapter of the Ronald McDonald House. I'm sitting here with Courtney Olshefski and her son, Gavin. Thank you guys for sitting down with us and talking to us. So tell me a little bit about your son, Gavin.
Well, Gavin is 18 months old, and he has been sick since he's been about 6 weeks old. It started out, we thought was just a cold. So, of course, we took him to the doctors. Since then, he's been to the pediatrician, I'd say, 40 times in the past 18 months. He's had RSV, pneumonia, countless bouts of bronchiolitis. He's also been to the ENT. He's got tubes in his ears. Just recently the ENT suggested that he get tested for a rare genetic disorder called PCD, or primary ciliary dyskinesia. So that is what brought us here to CHOP to get him tested.
And you guys are from York, Pennsylvania, right?
Yes.
So it's like a few-hour drive.
Yes.
So if you didn't have the Ronald McDonald House, what would you guys have done?
No, we wouldn't be, I don't know, because since Gavin's so sick, I'm out of work a lot, which obviously means that our money is super tight.
Yeah.
So there's no way we'd be able to stay at a hotel. So we were very fortunate, and it was actually a kind of a last-minute thing. We tried to get a Ronald McDonald House in Philly, and unfortunately that was booked. So thank goodness we were able to get this one. If we couldn't get this, we'd have to drive back home after the long.
It's a lot of gas money and a lot of hotels.
Yes.
And this isn't going to be your only visit, correct?
No, we are probably looking at least another 2 visits, I'd say, if not more. Yes.
Yeah. So you said also earlier that you were a little late today. Were you surprised at how open arms they were and excited that you guys
we did get
down
lost. We were about 45 minutes late last night, and she opened the doors to us and she said, "Welcome home." And so I was never so excited to see Ronald McDonald.
Yeah.
Yes. So.
Did it meet your expectations coming in and seeing the house?
Definitely. Yes.
I know all the rooms are decorated. What's your room theme?
Our room is the Rotary. It's a nice cheerful green and blue.
Yeah.
And yes, it's very cheerful, and it's very nice and warm.
Have you experienced any of the amenities here? Like, I know they have a game room and stuff like that. Is that awesome that they provide that so your son has something to play with?
It is, yes. We went down this morning for breakfast, and Gavin likes Thomas, so he got to play with
Thomas the Train.
Thomas the Train.
Oh, that's awesome.
And we got to watch some TV, and he got to swing. They have a little swing, so he did the swing for a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
I know you said that he's been sick since he's been 6 weeks old, and I know you brought some stuff with us today to show what his daily medicine intake is.
Yes.
Is that, it's crazy to see that all in one day that a little 18-month-old baby boy has to take that in.
Yeah, it's a lot. He's got his neb machine, and he's got his inhaler. He gets 2, and that did just change today. It's still going to be 2. It's just going to be a different one. He's got a saline solution with this possible genetic disorder. A lot of these kids can't get whatever mucus, whether it's in their lungs or in their sinuses, out. So you have to, suction it or wash it out. So we have the saline solutions. He also has an ear infection right now, which is very common with this. So we have the ear drops. He is also on. He's always on antibiotics, and that's in the refrigerator. And this is brand new today. This helps get the mucus out, and you are supposed to do this on bare skin, and you just kind of pat it on their back, and it's just supposed to help bring up the mucus.
Oh.
So
there's a lot. Does it ever get confusing, or when you're sitting there in the doctor's office, you're like, what the heck is he saying?
It does. I'm trying to be organized, but it's definitely a learning experience. So.
Yeah. As a mother of 2, how do you take this all in? I know you have a job. Your husband has a job.
Yeah.
what do you do to stay sane, basically?
Pray.
Pray a lot.
But yeah, it really, like I said, it's definitely a learning experience. I'm trying to get more organized, so I just bought, different folders. So I'm trying to keep all his medical, records in one folder, and trying to have his own bag so that when we go to the different doctors, I, have everything all together. Right. And it is very difficult, trying to manage, being a mom and being a wife, and having my daughter Alana, trying to give her all the attention that she needs.
And she's 4, so she's running around too.
Right.
And his test results today, when will you get them back?
Unfortunately, we won't get those for 4 months, so it's definitely a waiting game. But
will they call you? You're gonna have to come back.
They'll call us, but we actually have to come back at the end of this month. He needs to see the ENT here. Okay. Because of all his recurrent ear infections. He does have the tubes, which obviously you're not supposed to get ear infections with tubes, but
he still does.
He's had, he's had, I'd say at least five ear infections in just the past 2 months. So he has to come back the end of this month to see an ENT, just to see what we're going to do with that. There's different options. I'm not sure what we're going to do. Yeah.
How do you deal with him being in pain? Because I know like an ear infection for us as an adult is painful, even getting like swimmer's ear or something like that.
Right.
Is there a certain method you use if someone's watching and their little one's going through this,
right,
that you would say like that you do? Any tips?
Honestly, it's I don't know. It's hard.
It's hard.
It is. I don't know.
But so if anybody is watching and they are thinking about going to the Ronald McDonald House, what would you say?
I would say definitely do it. I was really stressed, coming here, and the appointments, and it's definitely worth it. And without support from everybody else, the families would not be able, to come and stay in a great place like this.
Yeah. Is there any other things that the Ronald McDonald House does to help you, not only giving you a place to stay, and I know they give you guys dinner every night at like 6:30 or so, but do they also help with your appointments or getting you directions to and from where you need to go, because you're not from around here?
Right. Yes, I did. I wasn't sure exactly, where we were going, and they did help us.
They do.
Yeah, and they have internet access and everything, so if you're computer savvy, you can get all that and print it out, and
did they help you out? That's awesome. So if somebody is watching right now and they're thinking about donating, how would you say that this has really impacted your life, being able to stay at the Ronald McDonald House, just so that they're like, wow, this is a big deal?
Well, kind of like what I said before, if we did not, if we didn't have access to this, there's no way we'd be able to, come up here to CHOP. And, like I said, this is like one of the only hospitals that deal with this particular illness for Gavin, so it kind of wasn't an option, but we wouldn't have been able to stay. So I guess we would have just had to kind of rush and get back home, and it would have been a lot more stressful for, us and for Gavin.
Yeah, so this has really been a great thing for you.
Yes, it's nice to come back and relax and know that dinner's going to be ready. And
you don't have to worry about anything. That's amazing. Well, thank you so much for sitting down and talking with me.
Thank you.
And I wish you the best of luck to you and your family.
Thank you.
Back to you guys in the studio.